Hey everybody, my name's Abe Clavey. I'm the author of Advent Adventure, a role-playing game set in the Gospel times. Now, I want to be able to set the backdrop for it. I like the setting when the story starts because I feel like the backstory is why this is an important game as opposed to just like something we do for fun. It's meant to be meaningful, it's meant to be theological, but not just in a generic way of reciting what you already know. It's meant to make you think about what your role is supposed to be in the world and what the world's supposed to be like. So I'll start with a bit of backstory here. This is what you read at the beginning when the game first starts on the first day. They tell you there was a time when your people were chosen by the one true God. They were promised that they were destined for greatness, to grow from one man to a nation as great and numerous as the stars. When they lived by his teachings, they were rewarded with wealth and power and pride, and the God of all things would pour out his glory and bring the greatest nations to their knees at the feet of his chosen people. But for several hundred years now, that still small voice has been too soft to hear, and that silence has been deafening. When a promise is made so long ago that your grandparents were born being told by their grandparents, and you're still left waiting, the promise must not be for you. Whether we won or lost had always been a measure of our favor with him. Now we find ourselves consumed, first by the Greek Empire, who then consumed themselves by Rome. First we were pillaged, now we are taxed. We don't know which would be worse, that we don't deserve this, and God has not made it right, or that we do. Has God gone silent, or have we just gone deaf? You are in a place where you are beneath everyone else. Even the Bible goes on to say that nothing good ever came out of Nazareth. Your town and everyone in it is born teaching you how to settle, because nothing good will ever come to you, and nothing that comes out of you will be worth a thing in this world. And yours is a thankless job. You may be helping clothe, feed, and shelter everyone around you, but your work is beneath everyone else's. The best you can hope for is to make it through the day. But tonight, a carpenter taps you on the shoulder and says, "There's something I need to tell you. Not here. Come to my house after dark, when the first star comes out." Each of you arrives under cover of night, trying to grasp what you could have been called for. You know this Joseph was at the heart of a scandal. Either he's a reckless teen who got his fiancée pregnant, or he's the fool who stuck with the woman who did it without him. Something like that feels contagious. You're nervous just for associating with him now, but that mystery compelled you here tonight. Soon Joseph ushered in Mary herself, clutching her belly. Her eyes were not anxious or downcast like you'd pictured, but soft and steady. Joseph attempts to explain why he wanted you here, but Mary speaks for herself. "We think we know you well enough to tell you this. I have no reason to lie to you. Earlier this spring, something happened." She wavered like she was afraid to say the words, but took a deep breath and pushed on. "An angel spoke to me." "Don't be afraid, Mary. You have found favor with God. You will become pregnant, give birth to a son, and name him Jesus. He will be a great man, and will be called the Son of the Most High. The Lord God will give him the throne of his ancestor David. Your son will be king of Jacob's people forever, and his kingdom will have no end." She gave you all a few minutes to let it sink in. It couldn't. Not quite. Some things do not feel real until we've seen them. But like a candle in the night, it felt like she was telling you, God is still here. Mary composed herself and turned to each of you in turn. "You all heard Caesar's census. We must return to the homeland of Bethlehem. It is a long journey, 90 miles in all. We expect it'll take at least a week. Joseph and I leave in the next few days. But there is so much at stake. We cannot leave anything to chance. If you would, I invite you to come with us." But out in the distance, you hear the trample of horses in the evening. It's a sound everyone has learned to listen for. It's the clinking of armor, the rattle of sabers in their sheaths. "The informant told us they would be here," declares the first. "If this blasphemer is among them, then this rumor of a godchild ends tonight. No one will dare breathe about another king of kings." You look out the windows. According to the torchlight, they're a few blocks from you. You have less than a minute. And that's how it starts. And what the players do from there is really up to them, but the essence of why it's happening, I think, was important for the story to work. I think we haven't decided yet if it's going to be for sale or for free. Either way, I want to share what I have with a lot of people. It may not be the full package, but I think it's worth playing at least a round of. And you can at least find out more either way. I'll be able to post it soon. See you then. Take care.